Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Lois Cerullo hasn't been on General Hospital for years, so it's understandable if newer viewers might need a little history lesson. But that's what we're here for. Lois first appeared in December 1993 and was played by Rena Sofer until her departure in September 1996. Winning the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in 1995. The actress did reprise her role for a couple of brief stints in 2017, but when Lois returned to the canvas from 2004 to 5, she was played by Leslie Kay. However, when the character resurfaced in October 2023 for another visit, Sofer was back in the role. A band manager in NYC, Lois Cerullo was impressed by the talent of Eddie Main, not realizing that he was actually Ned Ashton Quartermain. They even fell in love and got married without her ever knowing the truth. Moving to Port Charles, Lois reconnected with Sonny Corinthos, an old friend from Bensonhurst, and through him, met Brenda Barrett. The two women opened a recording company called L&B Records. When Lois found out that Eddie was really Ned, she was furious, especially as while she was married to Eddie, Ned had been blackmailed into marrying Catherine Bell. She confronted the pair by popping out a cake at Catherine's birthday party to introduce herself as the other Mrs. Ned Ashton. Naturally, she kicked him to the curb, but Ned worked desperately to win her back. Lois eventually relented, agreeing to remarry him as long as there were no more lies. Although they went through some ups and downs, it was Ned's family that really drove a wedge in between the couple. Lois wanted Ned to distance himself from the Quartermains. But when she asked him to choose between her and his unborn daughter and his job at ELQ, he chose his family and she was crushed. Returning home to Bensonhurst, Lois later gave birth to Brooke Lynn Ashton, but felt guilty about keeping Ned away from his daughter and returned to Port Charles. However, when she found out Ned was blackmailing his cousin, Justice Ward, and planning to take sole custody of his daughter, Lois once again returned to Brooklyn. Lois made a brief visit to Port Charles to comfort Brenda after Sonny left her at the altar, but it wasn't until 2004 that she came back again for good, looking for Brooke Lynn, who had run away from home. Although she comforted Ned after his grandmother, Lela, passed away, Lois didn't get back together with him, dating mobster Lorenzo Alcazar instead. Brooke Lynn wasn't thrilled about her mom's new beau, but happily agreed to start a girl band for her record label. That didn't work out and Lois' romance with Lorenzo fell apart as he was still in love with Carly Corinthos. After a failed attempt to rekindle their romance, Ned and Lois agreed they were better off as friends. They left Port Charles together with Brooke Lynn to live in New York City and continue working in the music industry. Years later, Olivia Falconeri, another Bensonhurst pal of Lois, reported that the trio was living in Los Angeles and enjoying much success. Since then, both Ned and Brooke Lynn have returned to Port Charles, but not Lois, who in 2010 was said to be living in London and managing bands all over Europe. In October 2023, Lois read about Brooke Lynn being fired from Deception and flew back to Port Charles to check on her daughter. She was also concerned to see that Ned still believed himself to be Eddie Main, though he admitted he recognized her from somewhere. Lois tried to spark Ned's memories, but he got angry and stormed off. Lois Cerullo arrived for Thanksgiving for a surprise visit and brought a little trouble with the Russian mob with her that was quickly smoothed over with Yuri's help. Lois enjoyed spending time with Olivia, but when she came to learn that Nina Reeves was the one who turned Carly and Drew into the SEC, she urged her pal to come clean. When Olivia refused, Lois took matters into her own hands and told Sonny his family was lying to him, opening the door so he could confront them and discover the whole truth about Nina's actions. Olivia was furious at Lois for breaking her confidence, but after a while, Lois apologized and the two made up, even teaming up to give Nina a little bit of a reality check. As 2024 began, Lois threw herself headfirst into helping plan Brooke Lynn's wedding, and Tracy had to reel her back in a bit. When Lois reminisced about wearing Lila's dress at her wedding to Ned, Brooke Lynn decided she wanted to wear it as well, but it wasn't in good enough condition. Lois checked in on Sonny as she was concerned about his recent behavior and distancing himself from his friends and family. She wanted to make sure he would be at the wedding. When Lucy was doing more harm than good as Deception's spokesperson, it was decided she needed to be replaced. And after Lois showed Brooke Lynn how to do it better, they decided to hire Lois herself. She then reconnected with John Jagger Cates, who was also back in Port Charles. After celebrating Brooke Lynn and Chase's wedding, Lois was pleased everything went off without too much drama. Then she was delighted when Monica allowed Lois' nephew Giovanni Palmieri to move into the Quartermain mansion with the family. When Deception ran into some trouble after Natalia's homophobic remarks about her daughter, Blaze, went public, Lois joined the others in smoothing things over. During an appearance on Home and Heart, Lois was disheartened when callers and comments on social media complained about her voice, so she decided to hire a vocal coach to get rid of her Brooklyn accent. However, her family and friends insisted she didn't need to change, and Lois agreed to only use the non-accent voice when pitching Deception products on TV. But when a caller from her old neighborhood accused her of being ashamed of herself, Lois ditched the posh voice and their sales during the show skyrocketed. Lois was nervous when a guilty Brooke Lynn said she wanted to tell Dante that she'd given up their baby as a teenager, and relieved when she changed her mind. She then went to meet with Martin Grady to ask the attorney if Brooke Lynn could ever find out who adopted her child, because it would be a disaster, given that her son is Gio. Lois later comforted her daughter after Brooke Lynn confessed to Chase that she'd given up a baby as a teen, but left out that Dante was the baby daddy. When she heard Dante and Cody reminiscing about their summer camp days with Brooke Lynn, Lois panicked and went to Martin to make him destroy the notes he made during their talk. But the damage was done, and Brooke Lynn angrily confronted her mother after Lulu, who had seen Martin's papers, told her she'd had a son and Dante deserved to know. She demanded to know what else Lois was keeping from her, which is when her grandmother, Gloria, conveniently arrived to take the blame for urging Lois to speak to an attorney about the legalities of everything. She also said that while she knew who adopted the baby, Lois had no idea. After Brooke Lynn left, Lois insisted they had to tell Brooke Lynn the whole truth, but Gloria argued it would destroy everyone's lives.